Reckitt Benckiser, a global consumer health and hygiene company, has reaffirmed its commitment to the eradication of malaria in the country. The marketing director of the company, Eliza Leferink, says that malaria scourge remains a health concern among Nigerians of all ages, and its products, Mortein insecticide, is a sure way of preventing malaria. She was speaking at the gathering organized by Reckitt Benckiser and the Federal Ministry of Health to mark the World Malaria Day.
It's the 2019 World Malaria Day. At an event organized by Reckitt Benckiser, Ministry of Health and Development officials take a walk through major streets of the nation's capital to sensitize Nigerians on the scourge of malaria and how the 2013 National Demographic Health Survey shows that malaria is responsible for 2 out of 10 deaths in children less than 5 years in Nigeria. Officials of Reckitt Benckiser explain how to reduce the burden.
There are several things that you can do yourself to not get ill. Like, for instance, to keep your environment clean, your gutters don't have stagnant water, sleep under a treated net, spray your house with insecticide, and you will see if you take the precaution and, of course, also you treat symptoms when they occur, you are on track to reduce the malaria incidence. And this is also where Mortein comes in.
Back at the hall, the Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, outlines government's role in combating malaria.
In order to ensure collective monitoring of the malaria vector, we have gone further to establish 3 sentinel sites for vector surveillance in Osun, Niger, and Kano states. This has increased the number of vector sentinel sites in the country to 14.
There were also rates of support from development partners. They are confident that the burden can be reduced with greater commitment from the government.
We must all accelerate the pace and progress if we are to achieve a 40% drop in global malaria cases and deaths by 2020 compared to 2015 levels. This will propel the countries along the road to elimination and contribute to the achievement of other sustainable development goals.
The second theme for this year's World Malaria Day is Zero Malaria Starts With Me.
Global technology leader Xiaomi has made its entry into the African market while partnering with e-commerce company Jumia. At a formal event in Lagos, the head regional marketing of Xiaomi Global, Stephen Wang, says that the smartphone Redmi Note 7 continues the series and traditions of featuring a large display and excellent battery life and pushes smartphone photography to a new level.
Breaking new ground, taking the African market, especially through an e-commerce platform, is why Xiaomi Global, a technology company from China with global footprints, is in Africa.
Our camera is much better than theirs.
For the company that prides itself as the world's 4th largest smartphone brand, affordability, easy on the eyes and designed to last is what its new product, the Redmi Note 7, brings to the table. It also comes with an upgraded Qualcomm Snapdragon 660 processor and a 48-megapixel camera.
It's an all-around performance. We really tried to pack everything in here. Snapdragon 660 will run any task, any apps very, very smoothly. And then we built it for our fans. There are a lot of things our fans really requested. Large battery, headphone jack, IR, we put all in, and then optimized experience.
While Redmi Note 7 caters to mid-market, there's another budget product for the mass market, the Redmi 7, which boasts a beautiful display, a larger screen that's accompanied by a water drop notch.
And this has Corning Gorilla Glass 5, right? Usually, Corning Gorilla Glass 5, I want to remind everybody, is used on the best devices in the world. And we put Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which is rarely, and never seen on this type of a device. But we really think that Gorilla Glass 5 will help solve a lot of screen problems.
It is at least one of the best smartphones. Suitcase, beautiful, comfortable, and also a very important and easy to handle smartphone.
Xiaomi Global is not in Africa alone. There is a partner in the e-commerce company Jumia.
I'm looking forward to the launch on April 29th on Jumia and to see the products grow on the platform, because we have so much opportunity in the Nigerian market that we really want to bring this partnership to make sure that that happens.
As an innovation-driven technology company, Xiaomi Global says its goal is to strengthen its capabilities, promote a multi-brand strategy with the customer at the heart of its plans.
You're watching the News at 10 and Channels Television, reaching you live from Lagos. Let's quickly shift our gears now to business news with Anwaldo.
You First. First Bank.
Thank you, Gimba. Let's begin business news tonight with the House of Representatives. It is worried over the non-remittance of stamp duties running into trillions of naira. It already plans to investigate the complicity of some public institutions like the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Nigeria Postal Service. Following a motion by Mr. Bukar Lawan, the House resolved to set up an ad hoc committee to urgently investigate the matter. Our correspondent Larry Lassisi reports.
The debate. It's the last plenary session of the week. One of the key motions considered by the National Assembly has to do with the non-remittance of stamp duties, allegedly running into trillions of naira collected by government agencies, funds that ideally should be remitted to the Federation account.
I was concerned that all effort to get details of the remittance of funds realized from the stamp duty tax through the Federation Freedom of Information Acts were not successful by the domestic and foreign civil society organizations.
The motion enjoyed the support of many lawmakers.
Countries that we envy, we look up to, live on these levies. That is their main source of revenue, unfortunately for us, because most of our activities are still done manually, so the channels are not closed.
It is a serious violation for any agency of government to refuse to deliberately fail to remit funds that they have collected on behalf of the federal government and keep them in their custody, and in most cases in commercial banks.
If we were to know the volume of transactions exceeding 1,000 that are done every year, and we multiply it by 50 naira, you can imagine the amount that the banks are sitting on and loaning to customers at the interest rate of 28%, I guess. I don't know what the interest rate is now.
After more contributions from other lawmakers, the motion is put to a vote.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it.
An ad hoc committee is to investigate the matter and report back to the House in 4 weeks' time. Lanre Lassisi, Channels Television News.
The domestic stock market has swung back to positive territory today, and that's after a two-day downturn following demands by short-term investors for lower price bellwether stocks. We're talking about the banking and the industrial goods sector. Edidiang Ewang has a summary of today's trading figures.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The negative trend seen in the market since the beginning of the week took a different turn today as the all-share index closed in the green territory, up 0.07%. However, the headline figure was still in the 29,000 level, with the equity capitalization at 11.244 trillion naira. Now take a look at this. The oil and gas counter was the major contributor to today's gains as the index gained 2.85%, all thanks to increases in the share price of Seplat and Forte Oil. The banking and consumer goods sectors were also up 0.12% and 0.04% respectively. Meanwhile, insurance and industrial goods closed the day in the negative territory. Now, today's session saw a large turnover of volume and value of shares traded, as over 500 million shares worth 7.26 billion naira were exchanged in 4,103 deals. Shares of Julius Berger, Japan Oil and Transcorp were the most actively traded for the day. And that's the stock market report. I'm Edidiong Iwang. Back to you, Anne.
Thank you, Edidiong. Meanwhile, negative sentiments have swept across some of the world's major stock markets at the close of trade today. In a combination of lower latest earnings report from Europe, stimulus concerns in China, and a sharp drop in U.S. industrial sector giant, we're talking about 3M. Let's take a look at the figures for today. Thank you for watching Business News Tonight. I'm Anne Nwawadu. The rest of the news at 10 continues now with Gimba.
You First. First Bank.
The Edo State Police Command parades 6 of the suspects arrested in connection with the attack on Afuze Divisional Police Headquarters on February the 12th, 2019, during which 4 police officers, including the DPO, were killed. The Edo State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Damalam Mohammed, also listed some of the command's successes.
Tuesday, 12th March 2019, turned the day into one of huge loss for the Edo State Police Command following the killing of 4 of its officers, including a divisional police officer, by gunmen who invaded the Afuze Divisional Headquarters. About 6 weeks later, along with other suspects, 6 out of the suspects arrested in connection with the Gore incident are paraded here at the command's headquarters in Benin City, the Edo State capital. They claim jailbreak was their focus. One group in custody shortly before the incident had called on the other group to rescue its members from the Afuze police station.
Call Toto the Baga. Now that one I call Toto. I call them, say no problem. It was okay people. They go come. Get it to 2 hours. Now gunshots now continue say people days for inside this compound.
As we reach the Afuze, we enter inside this cell. As we enter there, we come meet some police there. Some day inside, some day outside. So some where they outside, where they outside, they run. The woman constable where they there. As it be the wrong, they come outside, na me shoot gun and call shoot down.
The Commissioner of Police summarizes the command's achievements in tackling crime since February 2019.
The total number of suspects arrested, 346. The total number of cases charged to court, 110. Total number of suspects charged to court, 218. We recover the total number of arms of different calibers, 55.
Another message from the command is that the hunt is on for anyone bent on continuing in the business of perpetrating crime in the state. Jessica Olubese, Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10, and coming next is Around the World in 5 minutes with Simon Pusey. Stay with us.